is your name?
Yeah, my name is Liam.
Oh, okay, Mr. Liam. Where you come from?
England.
England. I see. That was very far away from here. So, did you fly from Singapore or Kuala Lumpur?
I actually started my travel in Thailand, so I flew into Bangkok originally and then flew into Kuching from there.
So, Bangkok, Kuching, and then Borneo. Bangkok, Kuching, and Sabah.
yeah, but I travelled by land to Sabah.
By land. Wow, that's really great. Okay, so in Sabah, how long you have been here?
4 nights in
KK.
Koh Yeah,
4 nights in KK.
Yeah. And in Borneo nearly 1 month now.
Really 1 month. Okay, great. Did you plan to stay any longer after that?
Yeah, I mean I've still got some things I want to do around Sabah area, so I'm going to Sepilok
Sepilok, I see.
and Semporna,
Oh.
and I'd also like to go to Kudat.
Oh, great.
So
Okay.
yeah, still a few things I've left to do.
Okay, so you are kind of very packed actually. Very packed with activities.
Yes.
Okay. So did you plan them or you just decide last night?
Yeah, kind of just plan as I go, like meet people that are doing the trips and things
And
like
then you
that.
just
so,
go
yeah,
with them.
Just decide to go with them really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's kind of very flexible traveler, right?
Yes. Yeah, very flexible. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't plan too much
You
ahead.
don't know that. Yeah. Okay. So just out of curiosity, have you tried any local dish, Sabahan local food?
I've tried some, but
What?
I mean I've tried things like laksa, but I don't know whether that's
Laksa.
specific to this area.
Laksa is Penang,
Penang,
West Malaysia.
I feel I probably have, but I can't think of the name.
Okay, never mind. Okay. So far, what do you think in general about Sabah or Sabah and the people? What do you think in general?
Yeah, for me, I've met some really nice people, made some good local friends as well as fellow travellers as well. So for me, at the minute, I'm having a really good time and yeah, meeting up
Enjoy
with
your
people and
time.
stuff. Yeah, very good. Yeah, really good.
Okay, so before we jump to our main interview, if you have any specific plan around here or
Around this area, I'd like to go to the island.
so today actually we want to talk about bullying issue.
Okay.
Are you familiar with this topic?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. In your opinion, what do you understand about the actions of bullying? What do you understand?
The actions towards the people that are being bullied and things.
Yeah.
I mean, they can be very, very bad. Like obviously anywhere from people who commit suicide because of bullying and
Yeah.
things like that. It can destroy people's lives and all sorts. So it
It's
can have
it's
a
a
huge
very-
impact on people's lives. I think.
Very okay. So in your country, how does your government handle a bully problem?
I know in school there's like projects and stuff for anti-bullying and things like that. And I know companies have things put in place to ensure employment and employees are protected by certain laws. But I don't know what the government does beyond that really.
Okay, I see.
I guess it's just trying to police it with obviously different matters, but I guess it depends how it's reported, and there's lots of ways it can be done. As far
They
as
do a lot of things actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so do you think that we have enough awareness on how to overcome bullying?
Maybe it's available, but not
Not
maybe
really much.
talked about. Yeah, I mean, I think if people look into it quite far, but maybe it's not there for people that need it. It's not seen quick enough. I feel.
Don't really reach the people
Yeah.
who really need it. Okay. So, how do you think society can help to prevent bullying?
By working together as a society, I think
Working together.
often people can see what's happening, but maybe not do anything about it. Rather than I think as a society, people
Just
support
do
each other.
some act,
Yes.
support each other.
Yeah.
Okay. What is your opinion about bullying in the workplace? Working place.
I think it can happen. I think there's in England, for
Yeah.
me, there's a fine line between bullying and just having a level of authority, you know, and it's sometimes it's difficult to see the difference between the two. There's definitely instances where people go to work and get bullied, but at the same time, I think sometimes
It's open.
It's, you know, sometimes maybe you're just being told to do something that you should be expected to do, and you know, you may not like the way somebody's talking to you about it. So in the workplace, it certainly happens, and it can certainly have a bad effect. But at the same time, I feel that we have to be careful not to just let everything go to the situation where it's called, oh, that's being bullied, that's being bullied,
yes,
where sometimes,
because
you know, there has to be a bit of authority and discipline put in place at work as well.
Otherwise, people will just say it's bullying,
Yes.
mistakenly
Yes,
say it's
of
bullying.
course, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, and then what do you think about cyberbullying? Do you think it's as bad as physical bullying?
I think generally speaking, the stuff on the internet is meant very much as a joke and things like that. But at the same time, I have heard stories where people are, you know, especially to celebrities and things like this, and they go out of their way to say some really horrible things, making up fake accounts and you know, posting things about their family and stuff like that. And not just, obviously not just to these people. I'm sure cyberbullying happens everywhere in all aspects. But you know, I think a lot of it between friends and stuff is done as a joke online and stuff. But yeah, you have to be careful because people can, you know, especially with these fake accounts and stuff like that, they try and maybe show somebody up and you know, not do the best for them, definitely.
What would you do if you know someone are being bullied and they have no courage to confront to the bully alone?
I think for me, I try and talk to the person, find out what's happening and what's, you know, not just, I don't think it's as simple as just go straight to a bully and confront them. You know, sometimes it's finding out why, what, you know, what's
The cause of
yeah, you're trying to find out more around it, so you have the full picture before you know, maybe try and confront somebody or try and speak to somebody, because you know, maybe there's misunderstandings, or maybe actually that you just, you know, there's little things you can do just to support yourself. Not
So, besides that, do you think there should be a special law enforcement for bully act? Special law enforcement.
I guess it's difficult. I mean, it certainly has an effect on people's lives, but I mean, in terms of law, I'd assume like things of bullying come under policing matters. Like when it's you know, obviously in schools, the teachers, the you know, people should be able to deal with it, and then I think you know, communities and schools can be made to.
So, okay, so last questions. Do you have any suggestions on how to overcome bullying in the future? Bullying problem in the future?
I think it's just making people aware of things, and they're not.
So that's all for our interview today, and thank you very much. I really appreciate your time.
No problems. Thank you.
May I know what your name is?
My name is Shaira.
Oh, my name is So, Miss Shaira, where you come from?
I'm from the Netherlands.
So, I see. That was very far away from here. Did you fly from Kuala Lumpur or Singapore?
I flew from Amsterdam to Dubai.
Oh, then?
I didn't fly from Amsterdam to Malaysia.
Oh, then from Kuala Lumpur to Kota Kinabalu?
No, I went with the bus from Brunei to Kota Kinabalu.
Oh, I see. So, wow. So, how long you have been here?
In Kota Kinabalu?
Yeah, in
It's
Kota
my second day.
Second day. Did you plan to stay longer?
Yes, I think maybe 1 or 2 days more.
Wow. So did you plan them or you just decided like maybe yesterday?
I have a plan of where I want to go, which cities I would like to visit, but that's it. I plan everything. I book everything last minute.
Oh, I see. Okay. Another question. Did you enjoy traveling here?
A lot.
Yeah. Okay, just out of curiosity, have you tried any Sabahan food, local food in KK, Kota Kinabalu?
I only know the drink, the ferry herbal drink which is very colorful. Butterfly
Butterfly.
thing. I don't know if it's local.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
nice. Okay, so far, what do you think about Sabah in general?
I don't know. I've just been here 2 days. I was in Sarawak.
Okay, so I see. So before we jump to our main interview, may I know if you have any specific plan here in in Sabah, in Gaya Street maybe?
I want to do the Kinabalu River tour.
Oh yeah.
So that's the only specific plan I have for now.
I see. Okay. Tell me, Shaira. So today, actually, we want to talk about this issue. Are you familiar with the topic?
I'm familiar with the topic, but I've never been bullied before, and I've never been bullied.
Okay. In your opinion, Miss, what do you understand about the action of bullying? In your opinion?
So actually, what bullying is?
Yeah.
I think bullying can be if you harm someone physical or just mental, and they don't feel safe anymore, or they think that they're not good enough anymore. Just like teasing someone too much.
Oh, okay. In your country, how does your government handle bullying problem?
I don't know if the government really is involved with the bullying, but I know schools are trying their best to stop the bullying if they notice someone is being bullied.
Oh, I see. Okay. Do you think that we have enough awareness on how to overcome bullying?
I don't think so, because overcoming bullying means that you have to be stronger than the bullying man himself, but not specifically stronger physical, but just emotional and mental. So I don't think we have enough awareness for that.
So, how do you think society can help to prevent bullying?
That's a good question.
Give your opinion.
I think if you're being bullied, you have to tell someone you trust, and you don't need to wait a long time. You don't have to wait too long to tell someone. Just tell someone, and they will help you. Tell someone you trust, so that they can help you, so that you won't be bullied for too long. Because no one wants to be bullied.
So, what is your opinion about bullying in workplace?
Yeah, I've heard stories about it, and I think it's really sad. Grown people, mature people bully each other. It's really sad.
So, another question. Other than that, what do you think cyberbullying is? Cyberbullying. Do you think cyberbullying is as bad as physically bullying?
I think it is because it's bullying behind the screen. And the internet, you can say everything because no one knows who you are. It's just as bad.
So, what will you do if you know someone are being bullied and they have no courage to confront the bully alone?
I will go with the person who's being bullied to the bully to confront the bully about why he's bullying the person. No one wants to be bullied, so it's just need to stop as soon as possible. So I would just help the person who's being bullied.
So, besides that, do you think there should be special of law enforcement for bullying act?
I think that's difficult. I think that's a bit too far because usually the people who bully are vulnerable as well, and they've been hurt. They just don't know how to deal with their feelings and emotions.
Okay. The last question is Sahira. Do you have any suggestion on how to overcome bullying in the future?
I really don't know actually. maybe there should be strict rules at school and workplace if you're being bullied, so that if you're a bully and you bully someone, that there will be consequences, strict consequences.
So that's all for our interview today. I really appreciate your time, your effort. Thank you so much, Abdullah.
Hello, may I know what is your name, sir?
Hi, my name's Chris.
So, Mr. Chris, where you come from?
Australia.
Which part of Australia?
From Sydney.
I see that was very far away from here. Did you fly from Kuala Lumpur or else?
Yeah, from Kuala Lumpur.
Okay, that sounds great. So how long you have been here?
So far, like 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Did you plan to stay longer?
Yeah, probably another 2 weeks.
Okay. Did you plan, do you have any activity, or do you just plan it, or you just decide like maybe yesterday?
I have a few friends. They invited me to do some things with them. So, like yesterday I did a marathon, and I'll be going out to dinner with some friends tomorrow, but a bit of tourism as well.
Oh, did you enjoying it?
Yeah, so far it's great.
Just out of curiosity, have you tried any Sabahan local food?
Yeah, I tried this thing called hinava. It's kind of sour, but nice.
Nice. So far, what do you think about Sabah in general?
Yeah, it's beautiful. The environment's amazing, and people are really lovely.
So before we jump to our main interview here, may I know if you have any specific plan here right now?
Just enjoy. I've got some great friends, and we've been making some plans together.
Okay, good to hear that. So today actually we want to talk about bullying issue. Are you familiar with this topic?
Yeah.
So in your opinion, sir, what do you understand about the action of bullying?
It's like when one person's really mean to another person, and probably they've got a few insecurities that they're taking out on that other person.
Okay. In your country, how does your government handle bully problem?
Well, if it's inside of a school, often it's up to the school to handle. If it gets really serious, then the government kind of, either the police or the kind of school counselors or the teachers will be involved. And if it's in a workplace, then it's kind of very different and depends on the work practices.
I see. Do you think that we have enough awareness on how to overcome bullying?
No, I think it's probably like a part of life. People are always going to be mean to each other, but it's definitely something that it's not nice.
So, how do you think society can help to prevent bullying?
Talking about it more is good. Being able to understand that bullies are probably dealing with insecurities themselves, and trying to help them deal with their insecurities is another thing. And then also, being much more supportive when people come out. I think sometimes when you say that you're being bullied, other people kind of just tell you to be quiet and stop making a fuss.
So, Mr. Chris, what is your opinion about bullying in workplace?
It's really bad. And I've seen it in a few different ways.
Other than that, what do you think about cyberbullying? Do you think cyberbullying is as bad as physical bullying?
I think it's more about the result. I mean, what is the impact on the person who's affected? And if you think about that, then it doesn't really matter if it was physical violence or if it was vocal abuse or if it was cyberbullying. It's all kind of creating a negative impact on someone, and we have to figure out exactly how bad that is and how we can help everyone involved. How we can help the victim, but also how we can help the bully, and trying to figure out whatever they're going through as well.
Okay, what would you do if you know someone are being bullied and they have no courage to confront to the bully alone?
We'll just talk about it. For some bullies, particularly cyber bullies, you can't necessarily confront them. They might be some random person that you never get to confront. So I think it's more important to support the friend that you have who's being affected. Let them talk about it, and if you have the chance to, so if it's in a workplace and there's kind of a clear way of trying to deal with it, then you try and help them do that. But at the end of the day, it's something that, you know, I think that we all need to try and live together, and it's something that we all have to figure out together. But just being supportive to your friend and just try and be supportive to them.
Besides that, do you think there should be a special of law enforcement for bully act?
No, I think it's something that should be solved socially. Social groups, religious groups, school groups if you like, but I think cops are kind of good for stopping violence if it's happening, but they're not so good for preventing it.
Yeah, that's true. So the last question, do you have any suggestion on how to overcome bullying in the future?
Be more supportive about people if they're talking about bullying. Have more chances to listen. You know, a lot of people, they want to be able to tell other people how it affects them, how their behavior affects them, but they don't have the chance to kind of talk about it, and other people don't have the time to listen. So listen more and kind of be more supportive when people want to say that, you know, maybe your behavior is affecting them badly.
Okay, so that's all for our interview today, sir. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Today, actually, we're gonna talk about bully issue. Are you familiar with this topic?
I am. I'm luckily not affected by it personally, but I know the topic.
In your opinion, what do you understand about the action of bullying?
Bullying is, we call it mobbing though, but it's actually more or less the same thing. It's just being very rude to another person, like physically or mentally.
In your country, how does your government handle bully problem?
Well, in school there's the information days. Like when you start school, you have the information days where this topic comes up. Also in school, we do have like a teacher of trust. So if you have problems, you can always go to that person and talk about it. At work, a lot of companies, also my company, we have a psychologist you can visit if you have problems. Like a neutral person you can talk to actually. So that's very common in our country. And we also have a hotline, a national hotline. So whenever you have problems, not only bullying, like problems in general, you can call that hotline and they help you on the phone, give you addresses where you can search or ask for help as well. That's more of the government thing.
That's great. So, do you think that we have enough awareness about bullying?
I think not so much. I think especially since we got like social media came up so big, I think there's still a lot of work. As you say, yeah, there's not a lot of awareness how much a person's life can be affected by bullying. As I say, especially on social media, you actually hide because you're not speaking like face to face. So it's much easier to bully somebody as you do that right away, right? So I think that's a huge problem we have already, and which is also getting bigger in the future. And I think at the moment there's not enough awareness, but it comes. But still a little, yeah. I think the government, or also like it happens so fast, like the online world just agrees so fast that especially the governments that can't follow, just agrees too fast.
So, how do you think society can help to prevent bullying?
Well, I think that starts actually as a kid. I think it's a big job of the parents to teach kids respect for each other. I mean, that's the main thing, respect each other. I don't know how it is here, but in our country a lot of parents are working, like both, like the mother and father are working, which doesn't really help sometimes. You know, that the kid learns the respect of elder people or of their friends as well. Like it's something which is a little gets lost a little bit sometimes because there's nobody who teaches them right. But I think that's the main thing where you should start to prevent it, is teach your kid respect and treat them the way you want to be treated.
So, in your opinion, what do you think about bullying in the workplace?
Oh, that happens a lot. That happens a lot. It's because of competition, I think, mostly. Because you might not get the job you wanted, or you don't get. I'm looking for the word. That's because of the native, right? They don't appreciate maybe your work as much you would like to, so you get very angry, and then you start maybe bullying another person because you're jealous as well. That I think it can happen a lot at work as well. Yeah.
So, other than that, what do you think about cyberbullying? Do you think cyberbullying is bad as physical bullying?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, because it can break you mentally. We had, in my country, we had teenagers killing themselves because of cyberbullying. Yeah, that's great. Because the people are hiding between it. And you know, it's so easy to write something bad, and instead of saying it to your face. It's so easy, it's worth that stuff, you know. People, it's a problem about social media as well, that people act and think afterwards. Usually you think first and then you act, right? But like, probably face to face you would think first and act. Or even if you act first, you see the reaction on the other's face, so you might realize that you did something wrong. But in the internet or in the cyber world, you don't see the other person, you just go ahead. So I think it's a huge problem, yeah.
And what would you do if you know someone are being bullied and they have no courage to confront the bully alone?
Or I would I definitely would support him mentally, like encourage him to stand up for himself. I mean, because if you don't do that once, you will probably never do it. So you have to learn to stand up for yourself. But in general ways, not only when you get bullied, but and besides that, I really rally him to get professional help as well.
Okay. Besides that, do you think there should be a special of law enforcement for bullying?
Yes. 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 I think we even have that. I think that, yeah, might be. Yeah.
Okay, last question. Do you have any suggestion on how to overcome bullying in the future?
Oh, we're back on the respect thing, right? Yeah, it's really hard. I mean, yeah, that's what, yeah, just hope and think that, yeah, people should start to respect each other as well. And I also think, as you say, there might be a law, like especially in social media areas, when you bully somebody, then you get sued for that. So that shows that it's not accepted as well. Probably to overcome, that's never possible because there are always people who are unhappy with their own lives and they bully somebody else. But confront them as well. Give them, find institutions to give professional help also, not only for the victim but also for the guy, for the people who bully other people. Because I guess most of the time there's something behind it. You know, they probably have mental problems as well, so they just put it on somebody else.
So that's all for our interview today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Hello sir, what is your name?
James Mutan.
James Mutan. James Mutan, where are you come from?
I'm from Montana in USA.
Oh, I see. I see. That was very far away from here. Did you fly from Singapore or Kuala Lumpur?
No. We flew through Hong Kong.
Oh, I see. So how long you have been here?
2 months. 2 bulan.
Oh, I see. Too long. Did you plan to stay more longer than 3 months or?
Yes. Yes, I'm here doing research.
Oh, I see.
And so we were here for 4 months.
4 months.
Yeah. And yeah, we'll leave in middle of June.
Oh, seems like you're picked with activity. So are you a flexible traveler?
Me, I'm not. No. So we have just the 4 months that we are here to do the work, and then yeah. So when the work is done in middle of June, we have to go, and most of the time I have to be here in Kinabalu Park to do the research, and every 10 days we have a few days for holiday, and so we go to different places then, but it is very confined for me.
Just out of curiosity, have you tried any Sabahan local food?
Yes, lots. There's I think my favorite is the bakute.
Bakute, oh I see.
Yep. And mi goreng ayam.
Mee goreng ayam. Okay.
Mostly I eat mi goreng ayam almost every meal.
Oh,
It's very good.
okay, nice. So far, what do you think about Sabah in general?
It's very beautiful. The people are very friendly. Everywhere I go, the people are friendly, and it's it's a great place.
Okay. Main topic. So today, actually, we want to talk about bullying issue. Are you familiar with this topic?
No.
Bullying issue.
Bullying.
Yes.
Like where one person is mean to another.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. I'm.
And your opinion, sir, what do you understand about the bullying, action of bullying?
It seems to be too common.
Too common?
Yeah, I think, it's when, someone feels powerful or dominant, and they make another person feel small, and it's very sad.
Okay. In your country, how does your government handle bullying action? A problem?
So most of what I can think of for the actions taken for bullying are all in schools, where you have many kids who may be bullies and kids who are being bullied. And I think in extreme cases there can be legal punishment where the police become involved, but in a lot of cases it's inside the school, and the punishments are coming from the teachers and the principal at the school. And so far as I know, and for the government, I've heard of some talk of laws for bullying online, so on the internet. But other than that, I don't know if the government is too involved, unless it becomes a physical attack or something.
I see.
Or something more.
Do you think that we have enough awareness on how to overcome bullying?
I think we know. I think we have knowledge, but I think it'll be difficult to take all the appropriate actions. But hopefully we can.
Okay. How do you think society can help to prevent bullying?
I think talking about it is important, and so when you realize that there's the problem, then you can take actions and have ideas to solve the problem. And if you don't talk about the problem and it's just something that happens and everyone thinks it's normal, then people don't know there's a problem, and they won't try to fix it. So I think talking about it is very important.
Okay. What is your opinion about bullying in workplace?
I hadn't thought about that too much specifically. I think it's it's bad anywhere, and I think in the workplace, the leader, so the boss, should have
Must take action.
take action and also be aware and talk about it with the employees to make sure that it is not a problem in the workplace.
Other than that, what do you think cyberbullying? Do you think cyberbullying is as bad as physically bullying?
I do. I think it's the same, and maybe it's basically the same, and maybe even a little worse because the bully
Just not
is
face to face.
is not face to face.
On internet.
Yeah, and so yeah.
Okay. What will you do if you know someone are being bullied and they have no courage to confront to the bully alone?
I would help them and talk with them and see what I could do to help. And sometimes it may just be a matter of just stay away from them, or if there's some sort of easy solution to prevent it from happening, then that's good. And if there needs to be a more direct confrontation, then I could be there to help, or help figure out the solution in a given case. But I would certainly try to help.
Okay. Besides that, do you think there should be a special of law enforcement for bully act?
I think in some cases, and with cyberbullying, I think it can be especially maybe important because it's very new, and it can seem much louder because there can be a lot of repetition and a lot of kind of an echo where the same words get seen over and over again, and so that could be important. And in general, I think it can be hard to classify too, and so it should be dealt with carefully, because also sometimes the bullies don't know that they're bullying, and maybe it feels like a bully situation and there's just a misunderstanding, and so there should be some caution with laws. But I think it is important to consider them and to to do things to try to minimize it. And again, I think education and talking about it would be my favorite general solutions, rather than creating legal problems and prosecution.
Okay, last question. Do you have any suggestion on how to overcome bullying in the future? What do you say? Any suggestion?
Yeah, I think talking about it in education, so in schools in particularly at young ages, talking about it and having just making it be an issue that is brought to light, and so people can think about it more, and I know when a bully is happening so they can help somebody, or realize when they're maybe being a bully, and they can say, oh, I don't want to, I shouldn't be like that, and they can stop themselves, and that would be my hope, is that we can stop it early on in life in the children, and then later on it will be good as well.
Okay, so that's all for our interview today. Sir, I really appreciate your time.
Okay.
So my name is Gary. So you may call me Gary or Mr. Gary, whatever you prefer.
Okay, so I call you Mr. Gary.
Okay.
So how long have you been Mr. Gary?
I've been in Malaysia for 2 weeks. 2 weeks and 2 days.
And then did you plan to stay here for any longer?
I will be here until the 10th of May, then I leave and I go back to Bangkok.
So do you prefer to try the Sabahan local food?
Yes. Yeah, I eat noodles, and I don't remember all the names. Satay. Delicious.
Delicious.
Yeah.
So sir, okay,
laksa.
Laksa.
Like,
Oh,
delicious.
it's very nice flavor.
Oh,
Okay, so actually I want to talk about bullying. Maybe you can share your experience or your opinion about bullying. So, are you
for
fam-
children?
For children, for students.
Okay.
Okay, so are you familiar about bullying issues?
Yes. You know, I was bullied as a child, and I also bullied.
Bullying other people.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Not happy about that.
So in your country, what will government do to handle this problem?
The government doesn't do much. It's mostly, the school system. You can't do it in the school. Also, there's certain things that you can't say. They're considered maybe hate crimes. If you say something about somebody's religion or race, that's not very good. It's not. Well, there's also different parts of the country. I live in a place where we don't like that, and there's other places where they think it's more okay. So I live in what they consider to be liberal or progressive, and then there's other places where are conservative, and they think they're right.
Oh yeah. So do you think we have awareness on how to overcome bullying?
I think there's some people have an awareness, and then there's some people who just say, oh, that's what kids do. And they make excuses for it, and they don't address it. Or they say, well, of course he gets bullied because he's weird. You know what I mean? So some parents are really good about addressing it, and some people don't.
Some people don't know how to treat them better because they are weird, so weird. So doesn't people don't care about the child?
Well, I can't speak for everybody, but I think sometimes,
So how do you think society can help to prevent bullying? Our life. What do you think?
to speak up for people who witness bullying to say something, to say that's not okay. If I'm with somebody and he bullies somebody, I say that's not okay with me.
Okay, we talk bully about for students and for children. So what about the workplace?
Yeah, there's some. It's generally, well, depends on the type of work. If it's what we call blue collar, people that work with their hands and their muscles, it's probably tolerated more. They make fun of people, they say things about them, sexual things. In a what they call white collar, professional environment, it's less tolerated, and it still exists. Maybe it's more subtle.
So okay, so what will you do if you know someone are being bullied and they have no courage to confront the bully? What will you do when you saw someone being bullied?
Oh, I would say something. Because I'm pretty straightforward.
So besides, do you think there's should be a special law enforcement for bullying?
A special
Law enforcement. Maybe police will cut them or send them to jail or something.
Well, in the United States, we have what's called freedom of speech. So it would be difficult for someone to have a law about how that works. If it were about their race, their religion, or their color, then it would be different because there's laws that cover civil rights in America.
Okay, last question, sir. Do you have any suggestions on how to overcome bullying in the future? What is your suggestion to overcome this bullying?
Make it unacceptable. Make it so it's unacceptable for the children. Children that are growing up now are, they call them millennials. They're more, they're unwilling to hear the things that I used to hear growing up. When I grew up, we used to hear racist jokes. And we thought they were funny because it was just a joke to us. But to other people, it was hurtful. And we didn't know that. So people are more aware. And, now, we don't, most people don't tell racist jokes because somebody is at effect of the joke. That makes sense. Because they're laughing at somebody.
So that's all for our interview. So may I know?
My name is Gary.
So I call you Mr. Gary.
You may call me Gary or Mr. Gary, whatever you prefer.
Okay, so I call you Mr. Gary.
Okay.
So how long have you been here, Mr. Gary?
I've been in Malaysia for 2 weeks. 2 weeks and 2 days.
So, and then did you plan to stay here for any longer?
I will be here until the 10th of May, then I leave and I go back to Bangkok.
So, do you prefer to try any Sabahan noodles?
Yes. Yeah, I eat noodles and I don't remember all the names. Satay. Delicious.
Delicious.
Yeah.
So, sir, okay,
Laksa.
laksa.
Like
Wow.
food, delicious.
It's very delicious.
Oh.
Okay, so actually, I want to talk about bullying. Maybe you can share your experience or your opinion about bullying. So, are you
For children?
For children, for students.
Okay.
Okay, so are you familiar about bullying issues?
Yes. I was bullied as a child, and I also bullied.
Bullying other people.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Not happy about that.
So, in your country, what will government do to handle this problem?
The government doesn't do much. It's mostly, the school system. You can't do it in the school.
Okay.
Also, there's certain things that you can't say. They're considered maybe hate crimes. If you say something about somebody's religion or race, that's not very good. It's not, well, there's also different parts of the country. I live in a place where we don't like that. And there's other places where they think it's more okay. So I live in what they consider to be liberal or progressive. And then there's other places where conservative and they think they're right.
Oh yeah. So do you think we have awareness on how to overcome bullying?
I think there's some people have an awareness, and then there's some people who just say, oh, that's what kids do. And they make excuses for it, and they don't address it. Or they say, well, of course he gets bullied because he's weird. You know what I mean? So some parents are really good about addressing it, and some people don't.
Some people don't know how to treat them because they are weird, so weird. So doesn't people don't care about the child
Well, I can't speak for everybody, but I think sometimes,
So how do you think society can help to prevent bullying? Society, our society, our government. What do you think?
to speak up for people who witness bullying to say something, to say that's not okay. You know, if I'm with somebody and he bullies somebody, I say that's not okay with me.
Okay, we talk bully about for students and for children. So what about workplace?
Yeah, there's some. It's generally, well, depends on the type of work. You know, if it's what we call blue collar, you know, people that work with their hands and their muscles, it's probably tolerated more. They make fun of people, they say things about them, sexual things. In a what they call white collar, you know, professional environment, it's less tolerated, and it still exists. Maybe it's more subtle.
So okay, so what will you do if you know someone are being bullied and they have no courage to confront the bully alone? What will you do when you saw someone being bullied?
Oh, I would say something. Because I'm pretty straightforward.
So besides, do you think there should be a special law enforcement for bullying?
A special
law enforcement. Maybe police will cut them or send them to jail or something.
Well, in the United States, we have what's called freedom of speech. There's, you know, so it would be difficult for someone to have a law about how that worked. If it were about their race, their religion, or their color, then it would be different because there's laws that cover civil rights in America.
Last question, sir. Do you have any suggestions on how to overcome bullying in the future? What is your suggestion to overcome this bullying?
Make it unacceptable. Make it so it's unacceptable for the children. Children that are growing up now are, you know, they call them millennials. They're more, they're unwilling to hear the things that I used to hear growing up. When I grew up, we used to hear racist jokes. And we thought they were funny because it was just a joke to us. But to other people, it was hurtful. And we didn't know that. So people are more aware. And, you know, now, you know, we don't, most people don't tell racist jokes. Because somebody is at effect of the joke. That makes sense. Because they're laughing at somebody.